Yeah, hi, Ina. Yeah, let's do the quick mock interview on the position of business intelligence analyst. And thank you for your resume. And
Hi, Dmitry. It's a pleasure to be here.
yeah, let's try to see. And so first of all, we want to understand like, yeah, I probably will talk equally same as you, but I first need to understand where is this position located, right? Is it
It's Silicon Valley located, but I'd like to look at this as any remote position in good company. I just
mhm,
searched and picked first which I liked.
mhm. So I think basically then we apply for the job, at least in my experience, what I think two things is important. One is the skill match. Another one is the like working visa situation. And
Mhm.
the question is, yeah, I don't know, what's, for example, you currently based in Mexico, and the question is, company based in US, can they actually work? And it's outside of our interview, but I mean, it's important. It's important to understand like whatever current your legal status have and your country of residence to then you start applying for the jobs on like different market. What, how does it work, right? I mean, that's the most
Yeah,
important.
yeah, thank you for the comment. I have an answer. If you want, I can share.
Yeah.
But yeah, Uh, for, for me, I'd like to focus on remote contract work, and from my research, I understood that I can work from anywhere in US time zone, so they just fine with it. So
Uh,
they all
you mean
all they
this
need,
company, or like who is fine?
like many US companies who is already working with contractors remotely. They
Hmm.
give this opportunity, so you don't have a working visa. You just give
Hmm.
them your bank account and your ID. That's all.
Okay. Honestly, I'm based in Canada. I tried to search so many times US contract to get salary in US dollars versus I didn't have a luck. Yeah, that's
I,
uh
I have three cases
uh,
from my experience.
oh, that's good. Yeah, maybe you can share later about them. But also
Sure.
this job, it doesn't look like contract job. But again, it's not
Agree.
the topic we discuss. Yeah, just assuming. Yeah, I think the one thing in your resume, uh, as soon as you apply for US market, we should all have equal assumptions that you fluent speaking English. Even if you're
Okay.
not, it doesn't matter. So I would definitely remove those two.
Everything.
Yeah, like they just assuming there is like native English speaking person from India in US will check your resume, like why they need this information that you not good in English. Like it's just
Got
red
it.
flag. So the
Got it.
goal, the second question I would like, do they really need to know that you in Mexico? And it means because it's two stages in interview. One is the recruiter, the second is hiring manager. So recruiter expectations could be very different. If they get like hundreds of resume, uh,
Mhm.
as soon as they will see these and these, they can instantly discard it. So your goal to make your resume like easily like pass the recruiter check, who has no idea what is BI data, but they understand where is the Mexico, where is like English level, whatever. So just we don't want to give them any chance to doubt about resume. Just it should match very good. Yeah, that's why location, I don't know. And another trick I used to do in the past, so you can put like even any US city,
US.
and even you
Oh,
can create a US phone number with IP telephone, right? And it will just transfer to your local phone. This will also like get you extra because your goal to pass the firewall of recruiter. And
Okay.
basically, yes, this is for example how I got my offer. Then I was in Russia waiting my PR, and I got the offer to the job exactly the same way. Because if I will tell everyone, I would tell like, no, I'm in Moscow, I will come soon. Like they don't care. But if my goal was to reach hiring manager, explain that I'm very good, and I did this, and they gave me the offer, and then yeah, they even did some paperwork for me later. Okay,
Got it.
so let's look what they're doing. Mm, internet industry, mission clear, digital identity verification, healthcare, credentialing, background check. So they do something related to like cybersecurity, identity, market, digital landscapes, business intelligence hire. First of all, I really like the titles business intelligence more than just data analyst because business intelligence title usually tell us you're gonna work with like BI tools and dashboards versus data analyst. It's not clear like you're gonna work with Excel or you're gonna work with like I don't as a business analyst do some boring work or writing document or requirements. So the business intelligence definitely easy to understand and it's easy for you to match your profile. So here we have assist in maintaining prioritize that backlog. So you no it's clear it's like traditionally you need to talk with stakeholders, you need to understand requirements and out of those transform those requirements into like some kind of like Jira tickets, make the priority and maybe big stories to break on small tasks and deliverables. Obviously they work in agile and scrum mode, so you need to split it. And I think you will work like some kind of like product manager who or project manager who can help you to manage all of this. So it's very and it's for all BI jobs it's very important to focus on relationships and your communications because the BI layer, like this final layer, business layer, intended to work with the business users, so them to feel comfortable to use the data and dashboards and make the decisions. That's why you really want to highlight in your resume and all your stories information and use cases how you help people to use the data, to learn the tools, to learn the dashboards, be self-service, to make right decisions, and blah blah blah. Okay. Oh,
Okay, got it.
yeah. That's that's the thing. Like that's the thing. All what I'm telling you is idea that you need to like predict and guess what expectations of hiring manager. This is one, and the second, what pain points they have. And in data space they're always the same expectations and the same pain points. So that's why it's really good to even based on the questions you already can guess what kind of pain points they want to address. Like they can talk about data quality, they can talk about documentations, they can talk about that you build nice dashboard and people don't load data in spreadsheets. And this is all like if you just take the most like free problems in BI analytics space, so every company have them, and you just need to have the story how you solve it in the past. Uh,
Okay.
okay, consult. They put so much effort to explaining that you need to listen carefully, stakeholders, communicate with them, understand what they want, and providing insights. So obviously, all of these telling us, but they're not highlighting this you need to write good documents for them. And this is for all interviews, doesn't matter the job and position. You always need to somehow mention that the way how you effectively communicate through the writing. That's just big emphasis on this. You have conflict situation, you do the writing. You have new projects, you have the writing. You want to introduce new tool, new features, you do the writing. So like different kind of documents where it's like request for decisions, raise like design documents, raise like, I don't know, in Amazon, they have so many like 1-pagers, 6-pagers. So you just need to know like couple official documents types and then just use them. So all the experience you have in the past, you need to tell that you communicate through the documents, not just, hey, I sent you message and link in the Slack, go enjoy the dashboard. And of
Okay.
course, for any work you do, you need to provide the documentations. Quantitative analysis, it's just, I don't know what they mean by this, but obviously you work with data, do some magic with numbers. Yeah, it just, your dashboard should be insightful, I think, like in plain
Okay.
English. But that's your goal, how you measure it, right? And you can talk about another, right? Engagement rate of the users who consume your dashboards and reports low, and you know how to increase it. You know, for example, you can do office hours every Friday, 2 p.m. office hours, everyone come, welcome. You do the trainings, you write the documentations, you do like brown bag or lunch and learn, and what else you do? Yeah, and also you're running survey like every quarter, every month you run survey, so you know really well your business audience. Like here they put so much effort to explain that they have stakeholders who has no idea what's happening in BI. So that's the main pain point. So they want to hire a person who will make this build this bridge between all the stuff that's happening in data warehouse and data in BI and the people who are going to consume it. So that's why, and this 90% of jobs, this is what everyone looking for. And we're not even touching the SQL, like
I see.
yeah, and the SQL is like, it's just you either know or don't know. But if you know SQL well, but you don't understand your expectation, and especially in the model one, then I create this all like, I don't know, did you watch the model one?
Yes, I saw it.
Yeah, so the idea then
Interesting.
we have the business, different systems and processes, and then we pivot into architecture with the layers and then attach the roles. Different roles do different things. They all work together to make sure that the business can make use of data. So and here they talk about only that business wants to, leadership and stakeholders wants to use this data, and then you need to basically give solid examples how you did this in your past experience, that you can really elevate their like BI and analytics experience in the company. Okay, in drive independent work, so it's more about ownership, and so it's good to highlight, right? You can work end to end yourself, right? And I think everyone looks at this because sometimes people on the interview will say, "Oh, we did this, we built the dashboard, we learn, we try another things." The question is, what actually you did? And you can tell, I lead like these end-to-end building marketing dashboards. I talk with stakeholders, and so you need to like what's ownership and deliver result. That's why I like Amazon leadership principles. They have dedicated areas that the like business stakeholders looking for, and then you can demonstrate them.
Okay, got it.
So and then finally like ownership, right? You own all BI. It's not just, I build dashboard and forget about this, but you need constantly like collect feedback. That's why the survey is the good options. Strong problem, it's just nothing. Impact, yeah, by the way, if if there is single word how you can measure your work as a BI or data analyst, it's impact. It's impact on the business stakeholders. So what was your impact, right? You built the dashboard, so what, like, and so on and so on. How you can make impact on the business.
Yeah, I got it. I have an answer. So, for example, I can tell that when management saw the results of, I don't know, last data investigation in BI tool, they understood that part of their customers were, uh, well, not easy to manage, and they want just to laid off or something like this. So business saved a lot of money just not to spend attention to people who didn't pay.
Okay.
Is it like this?
Is it? Yes, yes, it is. Another thing what is also very helpful, it's the use Amazon framework for answer the questions like STAR. It's like
I'm sorry.
situation, task,
Mm-hmm.
basically what's the situation that you have, right? They're
Mm-hmm.
basically out of the situation where it's like there was the task to do something, and then the
Okay.
actions that you actually did, and then the result. So you
Okay.
basically like frame it almost like this, but maybe there should be like clear distinction that you can say, hey, there was the problem, and the rest was like what I need to do to solve it, and what's actually I did and what was the result. So you basically just everything the same that you said, but because it was one long sentence for me, I missed a bit. But if you emphasize
Got it.
like yes, just to highlight, that's I think that's the reason. So they now or every time you look for the job, you want to know exactly what tools they use. So here they good. Here they don't tell you it's Tableau, Power BI, Looker, like and so on. They tell you Tableau. So it means you don't need in your resume you don't have Tableau, but you should have Tableau. You even don't have it here. Yeah, that the thing.
I have like BI tools. Okay.
But
But
again, we just talk about recruiter who has no idea what is Tableau's BI tools, but they can do Control F, right? They can search Tableau. Sometimes they have the tools that parse your resume, and it can automatically reject based on the lack of keywords.
got it. Got it.
So if you very desperate for the job, then you need to your resume should be like 100% match. So if I would copy paste this in ChatGPT and say build the resume based on this, and maybe blend with your, so all the bullet points, all the tools exactly match this, and they
Okay.
yeah that's how it means like you tailor resume by it takes time, but if you're all in for the job, and then you also like you're so desperate you want to find all people from this company, join connect them LinkedIn, like write them, hey, like really like what you do and blah blah blah, then share with them resume and tell you, yeah, I know those problems and I solved them in the past. There is my blog post where I wrote about this. If you don't have, you need to have one. It definitely helps. There is my GitHub profile that actually I'm not just building Tableau and SQL. I actually know how to like save my code in GitHub. I know how data engineers do the work. I can dive deep, for example, in data warehouse and understand data transformations, like do lineage from dashboard to the source systems. So like to show you not just like doing like click in Tableau, but actually like end-to-end process. And you can communicate not only stakeholders, but also engineers. And then you can bring examples how you do the work with engineers. So basically, it's all clear for this position and the expectations. And I would say it's like very traditional uh, requirements what they have, and they even not putting lots of like information that out of context. So everything is quite clear. Then you obviously can check like LinkedIn this, but now we go to your interview. And for example, what I would ask you, uh, I think just going towards like exact details, like I would say in on your last company, you work as a data analyst. And what was your like? What was your team setup like? Was it big? Like how many team members and how you interact with the business stakeholders?
Okay.
And I see this
I
some
work.
information, but yeah, you can tell me still.
Okay. I can tell that I work with developers and DevOps, and there was one project manager, and I mostly communicated with project manager who transferred requests from the business side. And what was I asked for? Just to go to database or to go to any data array or raw data from the devices and check all they have from the I don't know from the all sources of data. What I'm telling about. So there are many sensors which provides events and data, and I was about to find where the most errors are. So it was sometimes it was SQL requests, sometimes it was just looking through Excel, and sometimes it was Jupyter Notebook work on Python, analyze the data frame, and as a result, it was diagrams and short letters. What I found.
Mm-hmm. And you worked as a data analyst, but you mentioned like here you have like some Python, C++. What did you do on C++?
I did nothing. I mean that the developers they work on C++. Maybe this is not important information.
Yeah, I think the whole line is not that important.
Okay.
And also, you when you have the interview, and the only stories that matter that will 100% match this one. And for example, already you unpack it, like what does it mean, like their requirements. So, and yeah, this definitely. What does you mentioned you prepared reports for QA. Then most errors are. What does it mean?
I mean, I sorted the errors and from which sensor they came from, and I built histogram to show which is the most difficult part is in our solution. So where is the weakest part?
Okay, and maybe so it's definitely written really poorly
Okay.
and has zero sense. Then you explain it's a bit better, but I would say that somehow trying in one sentence to put something there is the data. Maybe it's like Snowflake data warehouse, right? Why not? Everyone loves in US Snowflake, or at least like Redshift or BigQuery. So
Okay.
that's now you. It doesn't matter if it was MySQL or like CSV file. So it should be something what everyone use right now. And so you can mention that there was like some kind of like I don't know data warehouse on top of like BigQuery, Snowflake, Redshift, and you used also not clear. Do you use like SQL to query ad hoc, or you build some kind like dashboards? I think that the good phrasing put it in the way that you build a framework or even the dashboard that can sort those things by ranking some kind like basically you build the visuals, right? The dashboards that can show the errors by their rank, and you pass this to the QA team, right? So
Yeah,
it means you have
looks
impact,
much
right?
better.
You automate some work, you solve some problems, you save the time. So this is how it should be. Um, this is you started good here. Communicate with customers, stakeholders. I think the luck is here. What's your impact? Like, can you tell? Yeah, you can tell me how, like, couple stories, how you interact with them. What did you do?
Yes, I can tell. But honestly, I don't understand how to say it efficiently. So, for example, my manager came and said, "We have a problem." So, there are two types of devices which is right now giving us problems, and we have a damage tomorrow. So, we need really ASAP to investigate the problem. Can you please see what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, what I did, I looked through the data, I prepared visualization. So we were able to locate the problem, and so we just changed the device.
Okay, so
So demo was saved. Okay.
it means the work you did, um, the work you did for this dashboards automation of this analysis, right? and your collaboration with engineering team and backend team, right, or like even the product team, you were able to first like understand requirements from the stakeholders and like C-level, right? What's the problem? Then you communicate with those as the engineering team, and you build the solution maybe through like multiple iterations, right, back and forth, and you present to your manager and like to the bigger, broader audience that basically solve the pain points and the problem and lead to some like efficiency to choose the right like to
Solution, yes.
yeah, right solution. And it's worth to mention that you write the document about this and run the presentations and like have some Q&A session, something like this. Then it's
Okay.
obviously like the whole loop is obvious, right? That's if I would hire the person, I would the person do like end to end this, right? It's not something, and
Okay.
you demonstrate ownership, you demonstrate like deliver result, you have like listen people, you communicate with people, you express your opinions through the writing, yeah, and yeah, of course you do like SQL and BI with the dashboards, but yeah, it should, that's the difference. That's the difference between, for example, you go to training, like a finished training on Tableau or SQL, and you get the skill, but you don't know how to apply it. And
Okay.
to show your experience, that's you need to give the context how you actually apply. So here because if someone wants to ask about Tableau, I would ask, okay, what kind of BI tool did you use?
Okay, I used Power BI.
Okay, use the Power BI.
Enlighten.
What was the source for the Power BI?
It was SQL database.
SQL database. Which one?
Uh, I can tell right now.
But you have to, right? And then you tell, I think if you tell, I don't know, or like obviously, so I have like people will get doubts like, did you really work? Do you really have experience? That's why you have this, right? You should have this picture in your head. It doesn't matter,
Yeah.
did you do this in the past or not, but you should have the picture. So especially if you mentioned BI, obviously BI connecting to the data warehouse, right? And you should know the name, and you can even trick it and upfront to tell that data warehouse is a Snowflake. That's it, right? And
Okay.
no, it's just example, right? But you, in this case, you should do the tutorials on Snowflake, right? For example, in Surfalytics, we have those projects, Snowflake DBT. So you should be aware what is Snowflake and build couple things, like spend like couple weeks to play with Snowflake to actually connect the BI tool. For example, you have the projects like Looker to Snowflake, or you can use the Power BI. So, okay, assuming some kind SQL base, you did this. Then you connect the Power BI. Uh, how, like, did you connect one table? You connect multiple tables? How was it?
I connect multiple tables, for example, for customers and their orders, and for latest updates with customers.
Okay, you connect multiple tables. Did you build a data model in Power BI?
Uh, Actually, it was built automatically, so no, I can say no, I didn't.
But you should
What,
say you built. You should say, I mean, it's the same. You will say, I use ChatGPT to dump the data and it gives me some reports and I share it back them. That sounds like similar. You need to show that you're really valuable like BI analyst. You
okay,
build the data, and again, if it's BI, it's obviously you need to talk about semantic layer or like some kind of data model, right? So you can tell the yes, I work with data engineering team or data warehouse team to build the model. And okay, assume you built the
that's
model.
simple.
My
Okay,
next questions in Power BI, what kind of connections did you use? Was it a live connection or extract?
it was extract.
Okay, and how was the size of the data?
Um, I don't know how to answer. So
You can basically answer it by number of the rows or by the
so
size of
it
megabytes.
was, yeah, it was like not, well, there was a couple of tables which were more than 10,000 rows. Uh, it was from database, and there was large Excel files.
Mhm.
So like
Okay.
400 rows. Okay. How to answer? Correct.
No, I think it's just to because this will how good, yeah, in terms of like um so how it's basically connected your knowledge, right, of the Power BI and how you able to like interact with BI tool, how you know it well and like and so on.
Okay.
Okay, this is just, yeah, just too good to know. What does mean 10 benchmark reports?
When I telling about benchmark reports, there were a couple requests. So from management to understand how the programmer board works. So we needed to run, I don't know, tests for 100 times and to measure what what data they show, and
Mhm,
we were to gather it. So I gathered it. I prepared a table for it, and after this, I analyzed what it shows, how many resources goes to uh, CPU, how many resources goes to NPU, and how many resources takes any different component. So I don't know, is it correct to put the number of benchmark reports? They were quite different. So sometimes they were just for different boards, but sometimes it was about running um, one card with other parameters the management wanted to know.
mhm. Okay, so overall, first of all, each of the bullet points, they not cover your actual work as a BI analyst. Even if you did lots of things, you just need to. The best way is to either check other resumes that, for example, we in Surfalytics people sharing resumes, or you can even just use ChatGPT to get. Or another option would be like if I copy paste this in the ChatGPT and ask, hey, can you generate me bullet points for like that I was working with this thing, like, and maybe you'll add like I use instead of Tableau, I use Power BI for the data warehouse, use like give the name and something like this. So the summary here, if you have 5 years experience as a BI analyst slash BI developer, then here like you specify last year. I mean, if you have 5 years of experience, why highlight in the summary just last year? So for me, it's strange. I mean, your summary should sound like you experience BI analyst or BI developer. Then, sorry, yeah, then you're different. And you see, there's like even little typo. I don't know. Some people they annoying on this,
Okay.
but yeah, that's yeah. I think you definitely need to expand on each bullet point so they have right context, but you just need a bit more of
I got it. What did I do? How I did it? What was the impact?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And maybe there is a lack of dashboards mentioned.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay, what else? Now, assuming because I could ask more technical questions on like Power BI, for example, and I would ask only one. How did you communicate your dashboards to like end users?
Uh, it will be a bad answer. So as many of my users, they are not very easy with BI tools. I just prepare reports for them. So I create letters or presentations and just send to them with small amount of, no, like one pager. So with extracts and insights, which I found.
Mhm. But did you use like Power BI service or Power BI server?
Uh, I guess I should say yes, sure, I did it.
Yes,
But
that's another thing for BI.
okay,
You either Tableau or Power BI, you work on the desktop app, but usually you have some kind of like server where you publish your result and everyone can see your dashboards and use them in true self-service. And also, if you have the server, that's another nice bullet point in the resume. As a BI developer, BI analyst, you should participate in the administration of BI tool, starting from simple things just by adding users and manage permissions. For example, some users can create reports, some users can only view reports, and so on and so on. This is all part of BI administration. That's why it's very nice bullet point. And if someone has BI tool, someone should do this work. And if you volunteering and tell you know, I have this experience to manage and administrate. That's why it's probably worth to mention that we have like 60 BI users, and I was manage them like adding, train, like and everything.
I got it. Thank you.
Okay. So my next question, what I want to do, what I like to do is to look to Amazon leadership principles questions. They different company because the usually interview consists from two things. It's behavioral questions and technical questions. So the technical questions, they're more about your experience. It could be deeper than I ask, could be wider than I ask, could be more like business, whatever, like just related to your experience. But I don't go here because it's obviously the same questions and like just to how to read the resume. So
Okay.
here, Amazon leadership principle, they check different. We they test different your ability, how you handle like what's your style of work. For example, is ownership or it's like customer obsessions, and each of them means something. And it's really good if you know those leadership principles and you have one example on each. And then they will ask you some kind questions that not technical but more behavioral. Then you can try to guess what kind of thing they're looking for. Do they want to check how you work with others? Do you want to check how you like you care about quality of the work? Because another set of the questions for BI, another set of questions for BI is like quality, right? How you, because I would starting ask questions, how you make sure that the metrics that you show in dashboard is accurate. The next set questions I would ask, if your report in Power BI is slow, what you gonna do? How you gonna troubleshoot? If your metric, like you just have very big metric, like somehow it jumped like 100 times, what you gonna do? How you gonna troubleshoot it and find the root cause, right? So those are important questions. Yeah, basically performance and quality. There's two things. It's either slow, not working, or you have missing data or incorrect data. So how you gonna, those two situations, how you gonna handle them? That's important. You need to think about this. To handle the wrong data, you need basically usually go to like SQL and trying to query and see where's the data coming from. Maybe it's like from in the source systems problem, or maybe in the ETL in data warehouse there's a problem. So you need to like start from top to bottom. In terms of performance-wise, you can always check the query plan of the SQL query that BI generate and see what it tells you. And maybe then you collaborate with data engineers, data warehouse team to solve it. It's also very nice to mention how you handle situations.
Okay. Got it. What does it mean? I write a lot.
Write a lot. So it means then they hire you as a BI analyst. They assume that you can like expert in this field. And if there is any kind of questions like what kind of like visualization to use, or like how we should like design the dashboard, they shouldn't tell you what to do. You should tell them how it should be done. That means just learn to be curious. Like you constantly study, and it's good to mention to you that I because they can ask you what last technology did you learn, and you can say, oh no, I learned DuckDB, or like something else, like I don't know, some fancy BI tool. I was just curious and see like something new, right? Or maybe I was browsing Snowflake features that was released, like something like to show you doing the work. But the question is, I can ask you, because they have a lot of customer stakeholder. I can ask, who was your most difficult customer? And you should remember star, right?
Yeah. So the situation it was. I worked with main architect on previous projects, and he was very. He asked to pay attention a lot to his needs, what he wants from the people he work with for equipment they have, and he actually was a bit painful in discussions because he liked to erase no to raise conflicts a lot. So you want to know what how I handled him?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So for my first meetings, I listened a lot and I tried to understand him, what was in the what was his core beliefs and what did he want actually from the people he worked with. And I understood that it was fear, that he want success, and the project will fail. So when I understood this, I stopped him whenever he tried to raise a conflict, and I suggested uh, the plan. What will we do to succeed? So he it turned out many times that he lost his interest to make other topics than discussing just work and stuff. So I think I think it's good example. It was not easy.
I see.
So
And
the meetings, yeah, the meetings became calm and productive.
yeah, that's a good example.
Thanks.
And maybe earn trust, right?
Okay.
What would you do to gain trust of your team? And you can come.
Well, I can tell what to do the opposite because I started from this. So my first job as team member was like unsuccessful, and I just told everyone what to do, what I think they should do, and when, and how they should communicate with me. This was because I learned, have read a lot of business books, and I didn't measure it well. So I think I terminated all good trust with my team from the beginning, and it was 10 years ago. And I understood my mistake, and it was like 5 months I tried to gain the trust back, and I never do this mistake again. So what I do, uh, I build partnership. So for any team member, I'm his best partner. So I ask to him to his needs. I suggest a solution. I ask team members' opinion, and always try to find right solution for the project, because the project success and customer success is the main goal.
Okay. Yeah, that's, I think, another good question would ask about conflicts, how you handle conflicts. That's also good, but I think it's good enough.
Yeah.
So
Okay, guys.
this is just example, and for example, those questions you handle good, but here I think you need to have the clear story what you've done, like to present is like a kind of like the project wise. So it's like,
Like a
sure, you
story.
should have the full picture, what was happening, where is the task coming from, what you did, with whom you collaborate, what kind of issue you faced or potentially might face, and how you potentially might solve them. So it's like you have your narrative, but you need to also cover like step left, step right. You need to cover like anything. What if we talk about Power BI? What common questions, like is live extract, the performance wise, the quality wise, something like the permissions, the sharing of reports. So that's all important.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah. Do you have any other questions?
No, I think that's it from my side.
Okay. Do you have another interview now?
Yes, I have to.
Yeah. Now you have some ideas how to
I'm
not
prepared.
answer.
I
Yeah,
feel
and
prepared.
yeah, I think the action items for you would be right. Maybe you need to write the summary, what
I
you
will.
can improve, and like in Discord, like in our like interview channel, just write the summary, and I will also get this video, and I also have the notes from the teams that we
Yes, I
can
will.
also use. But yeah, that's the thing. You see, even having right experience, if you're not able to express it in the most efficient way to the person who you hire, it's your experience not like means much, especially in your situation. Then you slightly like outside of US.
Exactly. Okay, thank you, Dmitry. It was a really good experience.